All right, Oval fans, we are officially back for Season 2. Here we go. Season 2, Episode 1, entitled A Little Girl Talk. Now, I had a great time last night live tweeting, as well as doing a live stream after that. I went live on YouTube and then Instagram. I don't know if I'm going to be doing that every single week, but with the show coming on at 9, I think it's, I think it's pretty reasonable for me to watch the show live, then do a live stream on YouTube and have a good time tweeting with everyone. So this is my episode review for the premiere. I thought it was a great episode. Yes, I know some characters were missing. We didn't get answers for everything, but I give it lenience because it was the premiere. I mean, the premiere's job, in my opinion, is to kind of pick up where we left off from the previous season, as well as establish the tone for what's to come later on this season. So before moving forward, if you are new to the channel, please go ahead and hit the like button. Let's try to get this video to 200 likes. Also hit the bell notification icon and select all. That way you don't miss out whenever I post new content. Still got like 75% of my viewers not even subscribed to the channel. So let's go ahead and try to change that. And also hit subscribe to help me reach 200,000 subscribers, and follow me on social media. Links are in the description box below. Now, before jumping into the episode itself, just a few things. Number one, kind of like when Sisters began season 2, it was hard to remember that this was filmed during a pandemic, because it just felt like we jumped right back where we left off. Also, the cinematography is almost like it just got dialed up a little bit. Like season 1 did not look bad at all. Let me just put that out there. But kind of like any given season of the haves and the have-nots, it's like a season will look great, but then when we come back for the next season, it's like it's even better. There was almost a more cinematic perspective in terms of like the lighting and whatnot. So it really made certain scenes come across more powerful than in season 1. One scene that really stands out is at the beginning of the episode when, Victoria left the kitchen. Laura had already been taken out on the stretcher, and you see the angle point where you have Sam's concerned face, but you also see the tears running down Priscilla's. Oh man, good stuff. All right, well, let's just jump into it. We have like a 2 to 3 minute recap. I remember tweeting out in a joking way, it's like, we'll need a full episode. No, what did I say? I said, with the amount of characters on the Oval, we would need an entire episode to recap everything that went down in season 1, which is true. There were a lot of things that I'm like, holy crap. I didn't forget they happened, but it's like, oh wow, a lot of stuff did happen in season 1, despite the fact that only like a couple of days went by. So I believe Laura is the name of the older maid. She was tripping. Well, not tripping, but it seemed like she was on an acid trip based off the camera angles, the way it was like shaky cam and whatnot. But remember, the way season 1 ended was her finding Jean's body underneath Jason's bed. And obviously she would react almost the same way anybody in their right mind would react to, finding a dead body. It's like, oh my God, ah. So I thought, damn, is this woman going to die? So she struggles to sit down, almost like she's having a heart attack. Now we jump scenes to Priscilla going off on Sam. Remember, the last time they interacted was when Priscilla caught Sam coming out of the President and First Lady's bedroom, because remember, she had given him a little bit of head and he stopped her, but he was still erect. So she caught him in the act. So they go down to the kitchen and she's again going off about everything going on. It's like, what are you doing? You're horny. And then I'm like, pull your pants down. I'm not doing that. We are in the kitchen. Pull them down. I'm thinking to myself, I'm not trying to take sides here, but I will say, like, well, Priscilla, all those nights in season 1 when Sam wanted to pull his pants down, damn near had his pants off for you, you're like, Sam, you're getting on my nerves. Go to sleep. I'm tired. But now all of a sudden you want him to pull the pants down. I know that's a bit wrong, but I'm just saying that's how it is. So Priscilla's going off like, the POTUS, I'll poison them all. Just like, yeah, I said it. I'm a national threat to security. I'm like, damn, she gives no F's right now. All right. So while they're in the middle, they're back and forth. Miss Laura comes in, and I predicted this. I said after the ending of season 1, Lord, I hope like like a Kyle or Victoria. I hope they don't find Laura, because if they find her and they found out what she saw, they'll probably try to take her out so she doesn't say anything. So I said I hope that the first people she encounters will be somebody like Sam or Priscilla, and thankfully they were. Unfortunately, she couldn't say anything. So then I believe Victoria rushes in asking what the hell is all this screaming about. I feel like I speak for everyone when I say we just wanted Laura to say something. Jean dead or something, but no, she could barely breathe. And I'm thinking to myself, I don't know the full layout of the White House, but I'm going to assume. Oh yeah. Oh, I think we can guess this. The kitchen is on, the ground level, the first floor, while like Jason's room and everybody else's bedroom, they're upstairs. That was established in episode 1 when Gail made Barry come upstairs with her to her room. So the kitchen is downstairs. So this isn't a complaint, but it's more of a observation. So you're telling me that Laura was somehow able to manage struggling to breathe, keep herself together, to come from upstairs, downstairs to the kitchen and sit down before she passes out. So there were no other people that she encountered on the way there. Nobody heard her freaking out, gasping for air, but she managed to make it to the kitchen before passing out. Now, I'm just saying, a little suspect. So Victoria rushes in and Priscilla looks up and down like she ready to throw down. And Victoria's like, bitch, what you looking at? And then we get to the intro. It felt good because it feels like forever since we've heard it. Yes, I know I do oval videos and I use the theme song, but there's something different about seeing it on TV. There were a couple of changes to the visuals, only a couple. The actor who plays Dale on Ruthless is now in the lineup of characters, and you're probably wondering who's Dale. I'll do another video on that, because if you don't watch Ruthless, then you wouldn't know, but like I said, that'll be its own separate video. But there was one person missing from the opening credits that people were talking about more than anything else. Paige Hurd, aka Gail Franklin. Wait, why isn't she in the opening? What's going on? I'll do a separate video, but here's just a Cliff Notes version of it. Number 1, Gail gets killed off this season, so there's no need of her being in the opening credits. Number 2, Paige Hurd probably has a reduced role due to the fact that she's doing other projects like, Power Book 2 Ghost or something. But I honestly don't think that matters in the grand scheme of things, because on the haves and the have-nots, remember, Candace went missing for many episodes. Not to mention she's working on Mixed-ish, but she's still a main character. So take that for what you will. I don't know. I mean, Jean wasn't even in the opening credits of season 1. Yes, I know she got killed at the end of season 1, but she was in a pretty good amount of episodes. And if I'm not mistaken, was Max in the opening credits? I don't know if Max was in the opening credits of season 1, but he was in a lot of episodes too. So I just feel like with so many characters on the Oval, it's really hard to determine why a certain character isn't in the opening credits. But again, I'll do a separate video on that. But Gail isn't in the opening credits. We'll just leave it at that. All right, so when the credits are over, we get Laura taken away on a stretcher. I'm like, well, damn. This reminds me of Greenleaf, the final episode, where the opening minutes are like, May getting May getting grazed and the whole family comes up to Bishop's bedside. And then after we come back from the credits, they're already at his graveside. I'm like, wait, what? So it felt like that. I'm like, well, so Laura didn't get to say a damn thing. Some people were noticing that the actress playing Laura had lost weight. I honestly didn't even pay attention because I was so like, okay, is she going to tell somebody what's going on? It felt like, what's wrong, Lassie? There's somebody trapped. There's a kid trapped in the gorge. I don't know. But in any case, so Laura's taking off on a stretcher. Like I said, the best way to sum up this scene is the acting from Priscilla on point. The fact that Victoria was just antagonizing Priscilla while flirting with Sam. It was just a back and forth exchange. I didn't feel like it dragged at all. I thought like, oh my God. And I remember tweeting out, I'm like, damn, Sam was better off on stage with Medea and Mr. Brown than to avoid being in this kitchen with Priscilla and Victoria. Because remember, the actor, I believe his name is Walter, he played a character in the Medea farewell play. So we had just seen him on stage a couple minutes ago, and now we see him, in the kitchen in this tense situation. Because the way Priscilla was looking, I'm like, Lord, if she grabs a knife, I'm like, I ain't ready for this today. So they have their back and forth, and Victoria's like, okay, I'll go upstairs and change, because Priscilla's first line is like, First Lady, isn't it a bit, late in the morning for you to be walking around in your robes and everything? So again, I really can't do this scene justice. I might have to do a separate video on it, but it was just a great display of acting. I loved it. All right, next up we go to the private plane, private jet, whatever the term is. We got Gail going on about how she wants emancipation. This family's crazy. Why is Victoria afraid of you? Basically, not even saying mom, but, because she's smart. And the whole time, it's just basically Gail just being sassy and Maude pretty much breaking down. Oh, you want prison? You want torture? Well, there have been specific instructions made to, so as soon as we get off the plane, it's on. And she pretty much knows Gail's trying to record her, but Maude is not intimidated. So I believe there's about 3 hours before they land. Jason's been in the bathroom for a while, probably doing something perverted, but we'll get to that later on in the episode. All right, so we go over to Nancy and Richard, and Lord have mercy. All right, so Richard's like, get out, get out, get out. She's like, no. I feel bad for cheating. I'm not going to tell you who Picky's father really is. And then Richard gets mad and tries to take the bowl of salad and toss it. Wait, hang on. That didn't sound right. Well, no, it's pretty accurate. He tossed the salad. There's no innuendos there. I'm literally saying that's exactly what he did. And he almost, faints from that because he's still weak. Now, kind of like the Priscilla and Sam situation. Yes, Nancy is very wrong for what she did. However, she is trying to do right by taking care of Richard, because despite how he feels, and I'm not trying to minimize how he feels given the situation, he's in no condition to do things for himself. And Nancy was like, I'm not going to stop loving you. And I really wish Richard would have said, well, you stopped loving me when you cheated on me when I was at war. That would have been a good line. But in any case, he takes to the next level. All your credit cards have been canceled. That's fine. Well, I took every cent out of our accounts. That's fine, too. And I know about the check to the funeral home. What? It's going to bounce. I was like, dude, that's like next level petty, man. I mean, look, again, I am not... Richard has every right to feel the way he feels. As somebody kind of like a Richard, in the sense of, I try to do right by everybody. So if somebody does me wrong, oh, man, they're going to feel it. So for him to be faithful, never cheat, do anything against the marriage, and then find out that an affair that occurred like 20 plus years ago resulted in the nephew who was actually not nephew. Wait, what would Piggy be to Richard? Step nephew. Well, I don't know, but basically Barry's brother. We know that much. Stepfather? I don't know. But in any case, yeah, that's pretty messed up. So, I don't know. I don't know how to feel. What would you do in that situation? Would you be a Richard and be like, nope, you ain't using my money to bury that boy? Or what? What do you think? How do you think that would play out? How would you do it? Again, I'm not really going to cast judgment, but at the same time, I'm very curious to see what would the right thing to do in that situation. So in any case, we go over to Bobby and Lily, and I love how people just in love with Lily because of the actor's portrayal of Wendy Williams in the, the Lifetime movie. But remember, we didn't see Lily and Bobby in the finale last season, and people were asking about that. But they make it to a safe house. It's no AC, so it's hot. I'm wondering, like, Bobby was wearing less layers than, like, Lily was, but Bobby looking like he was either constipated or something, or somebody dumped a bucket of water on him. I know it was hot, but I don't think I saw a drop of sweat on Lily at all. Like, was it raining outside? And if that's the case, did Lily have an umbrella and Bobby didn't? I know he's still, like, recovering from that getting shot and whatnot by Lily, but he wasn't in that bad condition the last time we saw him. So I'm like, what the hell is he sweating for? I don't know. But in any case, it's just a quick recap. It's like, hey, do you trust me? This place is safe. We'll figure it out one day at a time. And Lily's like, well, I got a career. I got a whole life. And I'm like, well, I mean, I get why she feels the way she feels, but she kind of threw that out the window when she went on the run. So they'll figure it out eventually. But we'll get back to them soon enough. All right, so Victoria is sitting in a new room at the White House. I don't believe we've seen it before. I don't know why the room was different. She was wearing pink heels. I don't know. I know that people were like, man, she's been wearing the same white suit forever, yada, yada, yada. But it's like whenever they do little changes to the wardrobe, it's easy to notice. So I like that. But basically, she's watching the news report about the shootout at Denise's boutique between two Secret Service agents. One of them is dead. So it's confirmed that Yuma is dead while Max is alive. And, Hunter and Donald are watching the same thing. So basically, we got Hunter being, Hunter, essentially blaming Donald for the whole situation with Diane. The fact that, the videos, the footage are all over social media, that's Diane's doing. While Ellie is doing a good job, Diane isn't to be trifled with. So basically, it's just the same thing with Hunter. He makes these huge messes, blames everyone else, and tries to get them to clean up while he's getting blowjobs. That's essentially it. And he's like, wait, Donald, are you trying to be cute? Excuse me, sir? So then Victoria rushes in, and she's angry about everything, doesn't want to be kept out of the loop, and she's asking, what agents? I don't know what you're talking about, man. Max and Yuma. And I'm wondering, it's like, because she confronts him, it's like, okay, well, Max is alive. Well, what are you going to do about it? And he's like, no, he's dead. I'm like, well, weren't they watching the same news report? And if that's the case, then what are you going to do? So essentially, Hunter tells Donald to get Kyle, who isn't in the episode, mind you. So I guess that they're going to take care of Max because if he gets up and talks and it's over. And basically, that story doesn't really sound good. Oh, yeah, two Secret Service agents are fighting over this one girl they both dated. And, the First Lady was seen shopping at the boutique. So yeah, it's a mess. It's a mess. And even Victoria's like, so, I mean, he served his family for 8 years and you don't feel nothing? Oh, it was just a business decision. Pretty effed up because Max was one of the few people who actually had the well-being of the family first. But, oh well. All right, so then we got Priscilla. We got Diane. We see her walking out of the White House and she notices when she was examining the car, it was a white vehicle. At first, I'm like, Lord, yeah, she's probably doing the right thing, making sure there's nobody in the car, no explosives. But it turns out this is Priscilla's car. She gets in there and talks with her. Turns out, Priscilla and Sam are two of the only people she trusts in the White House, which I love seeing the bonds between, certain people in the White House. And I don't know, two strong black women. I like it. So she pretty much recaps what's going on. Like, hey, I dropped dime on the whole administration and I don't know how long I'm going to be alive. These people might try to come after me, but I can't tell you about it here. She pretty much says Yuma's dead. Max was shot. And, Priscilla's still upset about the whole thing with Sam and the First Lady. And then poor Laura being taken out on the stretcher. And now she's getting all this news. I'm thinking to myself, when she finds out about Jean, my God. So basically, she's like, hey, I will meet at your house later, tell you everything that's going on. I need to go to the hospital, talk with Max to see what's going on from that end. So, hopefully Diane makes it there okay. So then we go over to another controversial scene. So Barry is dragging Ruth into the police station. A cop comes to calm down the situation. Ruth tells how she was dragged here against her will. No, she was taken, put into a vehicle and taken to the police station against her will, which is accurate. And Barry isn't allowed to speak, and he's put under arrest, and Ruth plans to press charges. Now, the fact that she sashayed and gave a side eye and the way she was touching the wall, I'm like, what the hell is going on here? It was funny, but I'm like, are we really doing this again? Barry behind bars? How the hell is he going to get out this time? Huh? How the hell is he going to get out? Because that bail money, which was the $100K that Ruth had at the house, that was used to get him out the first time. I don't know. But basically, people are like, why is Barry getting arrested without a chance to speak? And let me put it this way. That was a dumbass thing for him to do last season because Sam told his ass and Richard were like, don't do anything crazy. Yeah, that's right. He called Sam when he was in his car looking across the street and saw the Rackadooshi members. And Sam was like, look, don't do anything crazy, Barry. Don't worry. And look at where he is now. Anyway, yeah, and I know people are like, well, should he get arrested? I'm like, well, he did everything Ruth said. And I'm not saying Ruth is innocent. We all know what she's did. If you watch Ruthless, then you know. But he did abduct her. So, yeah. Anyway, we go over to Sharon and Kareem. This was one of the slower scenes of the episode I really didn't care for because I feel like we're doing the same Tyler Perry trope in all these shows where one guy just refuses to give up against the girl's wishes. So really nothing to say here that hasn't already been said or seen in season 1. Kareem still bad mouthing Barry. Sharon, why are you still with him? Because remember the last time they were together, Sharon rejected him to get back together with Barry. Obviously, he's still mad about it. Turns out Kareem actually has a kid already. Did not know that. But in any case, he speculates that she's pregnant. She's like, no, I'm not. Well, it's going to be a trip down aisle 3. And look, if you want to get rid of it, let me know. We can handle it. Because I don't think I can deal with you being pregnant by him. It's like, it's not yours. It doesn't make, it wouldn't make sense if it's yours because of when we had sex compared to, you know, my alleged mood swings and having to pee every few minutes. So she's like, look, we need to hire more staff because I can't deal with me and you being together like this all the time. And I'm thinking, yeah, that makes sense because I don't know why the hell it's just you and him anyway. So she'll work in the front. He'll work in the back so they can start right now with the separation. So as soon as he goes to the back, she goes down the aisle, grabs a pregnancy test and walks off. Basically, I did a video like 6 months ago about the pregnancy thing. Check it out on my Oval playlist. Who the father? It's probably Kareem. Literally, just looking at certain things. If it's Kareem, it's probably Kareem's. All right, because remember, you know how Alex was all, I checked the dates. It's not yours, Randall, yada, yada, yada. And then, well, we never did find out who the father was, but whatever. All right, so we go over to Bobby and Lily again. He gets a call from Diane and pretty much is asking Bobby for help in order to protect Max in order to get certain information. So basically, you know, it's scratch my back, you scratch yours. So Bobby will help out Max for Diane, and Diane will help out most likely with the Lily situation. So Bobby gives a breakdown of Lily. Look, I got to go somewhere. Here's a gun. If there's anybody who comes through that door that isn't me, make sure you shoot. And then Lily's like, because Lily tells him about what she heard about the president killing someone. And Bobby's like, damn, I thought this was about Kyle and, you know, Donald, your husband, but this is even worse. Okay, here's this gun. So he goes out. All right, so then we go over to Diane talking with the doctor, asking about Max's condition. There's no security, nobody at the door. He's been fighting for his life. And, you know, Max pulled a Batman with a contingency plan because he had a bulletproof vest and a metal plate underneath the bulletproof vest. So basically, even though the vest fragments, well, the vest protected him from being hit by shards from the bullet, but he does have shards from the metal plate in his chest. I'm like, I'm not an expert in this, but if he wore a double, like 2 bulletproof vests, would that have prevented anything at all? Like, you know, any kind of damage? I'm just saying. But, you know, she goes into the room. Max is still unconscious. Like, he comes out in and out of consciousness. And she pretty much says, hey, I'm Diane from the White House. I'm an ally. I want to help you. I want to protect you. But you got to tell me what happened. And then we get to the final scene over to Maud's jet. Gail's asleep. Jason comes out of the bathroom. Like, look, I'm constipated. I didn't do anything in there wrong, perverted, because he wants to go back to the White House. You're not going back until you get straightened out. You and your sister. What happens if I open this emergency house hatch? You ain't going to do it. This is interesting because she's actually somewhat threatened and intimidated by Jason, because unlike Gail, well, to an extent, Jason isn't all talk. He's the wrong person you want to piss off. Victoria is the same way. You could argue that Jason gets that from Victoria, where he isn't just empty threats, you know? So basically, he breaks down that he killed the maid. Like, you should have died. It shouldn't have been her. She was pretty and sweet, and I hid her under the bed. It's like, oh, you're going to be committed. We got to get you help. So he's all like, what if I open this emergency hatch? We can't land without an emergency. So he gets up, starts to choke grandma, and that's where the episode ends. And don't worry, I'm going to do a separate video on this scene, but we'll pick up where we left off. So the question is, will he kill Granny? What kind of emergency is he talking about? We know based on the season trailer that they will end up back at the White House, but to what extent, I don't know. He did say, I'll kill us all by opening this emergency hatch. Man, it's getting real. So let me just say, this was a great start to the season. I thought it was pretty good. I enjoyed it. But let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. And yes, I do have follow-up videos I will be doing in the near future. But my area, thankfully not like Texas, is going to be hit with a winter storm starting around 1 o'clock tonight into tomorrow. They've already given out a lot of warnings about areas that might have power outages. So if, let's say, there are delays in my videos, that's why. It's out of my control. But I wanted to get this review up as soon as possible. I will try to get the sister video out later tonight as well, at least the review, that is, and go from there. So please like and subscribe. And if you would like to donate to the channel, feel free to do so on PayPal, Cash App, or join Patreon for as little as $1 a month.